Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to understand what happens when Venus is in the first house in Ashwini nakshatra first pada for Aries ascendant native would impact his life. Here, as we are very much clear that Venus is in the Ashwini nakshatra first pada, we can also include Navamsha analysis here, right? See, when Venus is placed in the first house, that is in the ascendant itself, in the Ashwini nakshatra, in its first pada for an Aries ascendant, you can clearly understand here Venus is a soft, luxurious, and loving planet. Whereas the sign Aries is a fiery sign, it's action oriented because it is having Mars influence, and it's very individualistic sign, very independent. The independence, if you want me to define, it's an Aries sign. It's the first sign when nothing was born. That's the first sign that was born, kind of. So the independence is a kind of in the next level, you can say. So here ascendant is Aries, ruled by Mars. It's fiery, action oriented, so very much initiative in nature because this is the first sign. And Venus is in the Aries sign, that is in the first house. Venus of course becomes the lord of the second house and the seventh house, as it is the Aries ascendant. Second house is Taurus and seventh house is Libra. And the nakshatra, if you observe, it's Ashwini. It's a Ketu ruled nakshatra. Ketu ruled, and Ashwini is very much famous for famous as a spontaneous, healing energy related, fast moving energy, right? And here pada is first pada, so basically it falls in the Aries Navamsha only, so it's a kind of Vargotama. So here Venus is basically it's a kind of Vargotama. It's in the Vargotama Navamsha, you can say, right? In the Navamsha it is Vargotama, because in the birth chart, that is in D1, it is in Aries, and at the same time in the Navamsha chakra also it is in the sign of Aries. That means here the Aries qualities are amplified, you can say. It amplifies Aries qualities, more Aries energy. Aries energy is confirmed here, kind of. So if you observe, as it is in the first house, we talk about the personality, the kind of nature of the native, all those things. As Venus is in the first house, it gives a kind of attractive looks, in the sense people can perceive this native as a kind of attractive person. So, and of course he's a kind of action oriented lover, we say, because Venus is in the first house, that is in the sign of Aries. So Venus in Aries is impulsive in love and relationships. The native may pursue relationships with lot of interest but may lack consistency or patience. And it's very artistic with a dynamic edge, we can say. There's often interest in fashion, beauty, music, and performing arts with a competitive or passionate energy, right? Because Venus and then Aries, this is the theme. Now, a kind of self-focused love can also be present because it is the first house, right? So since Venus is in Aries, which is, me first, there may be challenges in compromising in partnerships, but it's always kind of self-focused love also you can predict here. And the impact of Ashwini nakshatra first pada, as it is ruled by Ketu, it brings a kind of mystical, spiritual and healing tendencies also. So the native may show an interest in alternative healing, that's Reiki healing or astrology. Even Venus is good for astrology, right? And also ancient sciences. So first pada in Aries is, of course, it's first pada in Ashwini, it's Aries Navamsha, it's Mars ruled. Navamsha is also ruled by Mars. So strong individualism is expected, impulsiveness is expected, and action-driven love nature is expected. So emphasis on personal freedom and relationships is very much expected. Or may get attracted to healing professions or beauty-related industries, like it can be Ayurveda or physiotherapy or beauty salons or spiritual counseling. This is the whole expectations, because this is the theme. And if you observe the house lordship, Venus as the lord of the second house and seventh house. Second house is Taurus here, so Venus being the second lord in the first house makes the person speak sweetly and be financially aware also. And gains through self effort can be expected, through charm, some gains can be expected, through some personal branding. Some gains can be expected. A strong family influence, because second lord is in this first house. Artistic family background is also possible, right? That is another prediction. And as here Venus is the seventh house lord, as Libra's lord, and Venus as the seventh lord in the first house, right? And that too in the, you can see it is in the sign of Aries in the first house, that too in the first pada of Ashwini nakshatra. So it is almost less than the 3 degrees. Venus degrees are very much less than 3, or at most 3 point something 3, right? So it's a kind of, you can say there's a possibility that Venus can become Dharakaraka also. There would be some other planets with 1 degree or 0.2 degrees or 1.5 degrees, but there is a possibility here for Venus to become Dharakaraka also, right? If in that case, spouse also may be beautiful if this particular person is a male, right? Spouse may be beautiful, refined, and diplomatic. That is another prediction we can make from this placement. And a strong desire, and even it is the seventh lord, right? So it's very much indicating the partner, even for females, as it is a seventh lord here, and also it can become Dharakaraka. You can clearly say for these particular natives, whether male or female, a spouse may be beautiful, refined, and diplomatic, because this is the Dharaka. This can become Dharakaraka, because Dharakaraka is nothing but the planet with less degrees. But if there is any other Dharakaraka, then that is a different story. But at the same time, seventh lord, as a seventh lord, you can expect the spouse to be of these qualities. You got it? Now, as a strong desire for a romantic and loving relationship, because seventh lord is in the first house, and can indicate earlier passionate relationships. But due to Aries impulsiveness, marriage may have conflict, right? Unless you can say maturity and balance are also achieved, there's a kind of conflicts. There's a kind of conflicts can be expected for this native in the marriage life, because of the, this particular Aries impulsiveness. Aries is very much impulsive, right? There's the first sign, just like that. It was born just like that, right? The impulse is very much present. So the native is likely to draw a partner who enhances their own image or public appeal also, because seventh house indicates your own image, your own public appeal, your own public status as well, right? So the native would be interested in a partner who would enhance his or her image. So you're going to marry a partner who would enhance your image, who would enhance your status, kind of. You would be interested in that, because seventh lord is directly present in the first house. That to Venus. Venus is about this one. Venus is your seventh lord, and of course the seventh house is about your image and the public status. Now I want to say here the Navamsha is also placing some important role. It's Aries Navamsha. It's adding more Martian energy. Since here Venus is in Ashwini first pada, it falls into Aries Navamsha, making it Vargottama also, which amplifies its results both in D1 and D9. So Venus results are also amplified. So here, Venus in Aries Navamsha reinforces the Venus placement in fiery Aries, very passionate, very intense in love. So in Navamsha, if Venus is well placed, it's something like well placed in the sense if there is no other planet, no other malefic planet watching Venus, or Venus is not on Rahu Ketu axis. So that way, if Venus is very much good, if it is not afflicted, then the native will have strong martial prospects, passionate love life, and attraction to bold, creative partners as well. If afflicted by Saturn conjunction or Rahu conjunction or Mars conjunction or Ketu conjunction, it may lead to some kind of instability in relationships or quick romances, you can say, because of this affliction, or dissatisfaction in marriage, especially as it is the seventh lord, and of course it is both for males and females. Now for males it is very much guaranteed when Venus is afflicted in the Navamsha here, right? So now the possible career interests, you can see fashion, beauty industry, design, cosmetics, luxury products, creative arts, right? Even healing fields, Ayurvedic fields, natural healing, alternative healing like Reiki healing, these are all good areas, right? Even business involving women's products or luxury items, because seventh lord is Venus here, and seventh lord indicates your business partnerships also, your business also, right? As per BPHS, Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, seventh house is also responsible for your business, right? So, and the challenges that you need to watch out here are something like impulsive decisions in your love or marriage. Never ever try to take any impulsive decision in your love or marriage. Also, self-centered attitude in partnerships you should reduce, because directly your first house is acting more here, so that's where the self-centeredness is coming in the partnerships. And difficulty compromising in long-term relationships, right? So you need to watch out for this one as well. And attraction towards superficial pleasures or relationships, the superficial relationships and all, please watch out for this one, right? Because the seventh lord, that to Venus, is in the first house. That's where this kind of mentality you may have. And conflicts between Mars and Venus energies here also need to watch out, because Mars is fiery and Venus is very, very graceful. So the conflicts, right? So that's where you need some kind of balance. And there is a spiritual insight here for sure, because Ashwini being Ketu ruled can give mystical charm and inner spiritual drive for sure. So the native may show interest in Venusian spirituality like mantra chanting, tantra, or bhakti kind of devotion, or any kind of artistic, spiritual arts and all. So of course, once things are matured, means once you reach 35 age, and after 35 you may balance material beauty with inner spiritual growth as well. So that is the beauty of this particular placement. And the remedies, if this particular Venus is afflicted in the Navamsha or in the birth chart by Rahu, Mars, or Saturn or Ketu, by their conjunction or aspect, if this Venus is afflicted, then definitely you need to worship Lakshmi Ma or Durga Ma. And even for Venus Mars balance also, you need to worship Lakshmi Ma and Durga Ma, right? And you need to practice some kind of mindful relationships. You better delay quick emotional decisions also, and offer flowers to deities, because Venus loves beauty and luxury. Venus would be appeased by that. So you can engage in artistic or healing hobbies, right? So this is the important thing. Or even you can donate white things like white rice, sugar, if your Venus is a bit afflicted. right? So, but generally, Venus as your seventh lord, it is good for you. You need to increase the strength of it. It is a very good planet for you. So better you also wear Venusian crystals, because Venus is, after all, it is very much required for you. It's a very good planet for Aries ascendant, being the seventh lord and the second lord. It's always positive, right? So better you try Venusian crystals also. Also donate less rice and less sugar some or the other time only, because if affliction is present, I am telling you, because uh, Venus is a good planet for you. Why should you donate Venusian related things? Better avoid it. But some or the other time, if in the Navamsha it is afflicted by Saturn or Rahu or Ketu or Mars, then you can do it some or the other time, but not frequently. But definitely you need to worship Lakshmi Ma and Durga Ma if for Venus Mars balance, or Venus is afflicted in the Navamsha or in the birth chart. So thanks for watching this video.